So we're out here in the desert. We got the tripod and the rifle. Here are my 3 top tips in order to increase your accuracy downrange. First one is gonna be, we need to have an actual tripod that's pretty solid. I highly recommend the 2Vets tripod. We got the Leupold tripods. There's some other ones out there. Generally speaking, when it comes to the legs, we want the carbon fiber. It's lightweight and it's durable and strong. There's 2 very big versions when it comes to these. We have the ball head style where it's above the apex of the tripod. And then we have the second style, which is the bowl style or a leveling head style. That'll have a handle underneath here for you to make your adjustments. The next big thing is gonna be the type of ball head. Now you can get away with different style of tripod legs, but the most important is gonna be that ball head itself and whether or not it can actually suspend the weight of your rifle. This is also gonna create the rigidity so that you can stay on target throughout the succession of your shots. Number 2. So number 2 is going to be actually setting up the height of the tripod to make sure that it works for your body. So we'll start pulling out those legs, and as we get into it, we'll talk about it. So one of the things that guys do as they're, going through these adjustments is they'll put paint lines on their tripod legs based off of the position that they're doing. So you might do different colors. If you're in the kneeling position, you might use like a red marker, silver marker for standing, blue marker for something else. Just quick tips. But as we get into this, I'm going to explain how to figure out that height. So we got it somewhat in the area that we want to work in. The first thing that you kind of want to do is you want to take the top end of this of your Arca clamp or whatever clamp style that you have on here, whether it be a hog saddle or a clamp, and you kind of want to be just in line with your sternum area. Once we get to about that portion right there, we want to use our fist. Now what the fist is going to help us with is that the base of the fist is going to be just in line with the bottom of the forend of the rifle, while the top half of the fist will be more or less in line with the center line of the optic. As we go and put a fist up on top of the ball head itself, and I'll turn sideways for you guys, as we put a fist up on top of the ball head, we'll imagine a straight line because wherever that forend is at is going to be in line with the buttstock itself. As we kind of peek down and we look over the top of our fist, that's going to let us know if we're oriented towards the target. So if we were doing a high angle shot in the mountains and I start to line myself up like this, we can see that the buttstock is going to be somewhere down here, which tells us we need to raise the tripod up. Vice versa, if we were looking downhill and we had this facing like this and we put our fist on here, the way we have our wrist articulated, that buttstock is going to be somewhere up here, letting us know that we need to at least bring the tripod back down. Now the reason why we do this again is mainly so that we don't have to put the heavy rifle up on top of the tripod and then start adjusting everything with the heavy rifle and start swinging it all over the place. It's trying to get it as close to where it needs to be so that when it is up on top of the tripod, all we have to do is just do micro adjustments. So I'll finish up right here because the target is straight in front of us. And that looks good. And real quick, just so you guys can see, with the fist right here, we have it in line with the top of the fist is in line with the center of the optic, while the bottom part of the wrist or the fist is in line with where the Arca rail is on the forend. And we're good. So the third one, this is arguably the most important one, is how do we get behind the tripod and the rifle so that we can maximize our recoil management. The way we're going to do this is we're going to square our shoulders up behind the rifle. If we need to have a height adjustment with our bodies, that'll be just spreading the legs in and out. Once we're behind the rifle, we'll look over top of the top turret oriented towards the target. We'll drop straight in, and I always bring my shooting hand inside first so that I can make sure that my shoulders stay squared up. I'll take my support hand, put it up onto the ball head, pull it in towards me. And now the most important part is what are we doing with our feet? Now, a lot of people don't talk about this particular portion. What ends up happening is most guys will just want to lean into the tripod and then balance all their weight onto that. But we're not focusing on utilizing our core as a stability standpoint. So similar to working out and doing deadlifts and using our core to have a good solid skeletal structure to be able to move that weight, you want to kick your hips back so that you have an even amount of pressure between your toes and your heels so that you can lock your skeletal structure together behind the rifle, not implementing muscle tension into it, locking your structure together. So now we have the tripod structure, the bridge of the rifle, and then a nice solid skeletal structure again. The way that'll look again is squared up, gonna drop right into the rifle itself. I'll bring my support hand up, and then I'm gonna kick my hips out until I have an even amount of pressure between my toes and my heels. I'll lock my core together, and then I'm ready to shoot. Guys, I know that there's a lot more details that can go into this tripod stuff. These are just the top 3 that first come to mind when we talk about tripod style shooting. If you want to learn more about all this kind of stuff or even do this kind of style of shooting, check out SIDEWINDERconcepts.com, where we'll have all our up-to-date classes that you guys can enroll at and then come and join me, and we'll go and shoot at these different locations. So we look forward to shooting with you. If you like this kind of content, go ahead, like and subscribe. Comment below what your thoughts are or what your top 3 are when it comes to tripod shooting. And yeah, look forward to seeing you guys out there.